Hi, Aries. I already did a pre-shuffle on the cards, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to try to make my readings a little bit quicker. We'll see how it goes. I am using Soul Coaching Oracle cards and my Line Striders Tarot for you today. I just stuck my fingers in my mouth. Okay, back up what my thought and what indeed. Alright, enthusiasm. I celebrate everything in my life and I live in limitless joy. A lot of cards. Sanctuary. Okay, let's go ahead and do the tarot. That's what I intended to do. The first time I licked my fingers. Oh. Alright, I'm not one that sets the intention to do love readings. But I just got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And typically when I see both of them come out, I either think of a couple or this being about two aspects of yourself. But the Sun, King of Swords, King of Swords, and then the Queen of Wands out on that. What? All right. Abundance. So many different. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment. I was looking at the cards at the bottom of the deck, and I lifted up the Eight of Wands, and we have the King of Wands. And we had the Queen of Wands fall out. So there's a pair. And then we had the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. All right, let me get into reading what the book has to say about some of these cards here. Enthusiasm. The Eight of Wands usually speaks of fast forward movement, so I don't know. And then the Sun speaks of truth, revelation. Queen of Swords usually means someone who's seeing something for what it is, cutting to the truth of the matter. Oh, shoot. I'm getting a phone call. It was my little brother calling. Had to answer. He's wondering where mom and dad are. Which I think, I don't know. I really need to get into this and see what it has to say. But I really think this is about a couple, so. Joy, happiness. Okay. Excuse me. Enthusiasm, 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 energy, enthusiasm. Embrace life with excitement and celebrate even the smallest victories. Let your childlike exuberance radiate to others. This isn't the time to be cool or reserved. Find joy in the ordinary events and discover what's great about today. Woo! Okay. Fast forward movement and enthusiasm. I celebrate everything in my life and live in limitless joy. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. S. Sanctuary must be at the very end then. Sanctuary. Go within and find your inner refuge. Be a safe haven for others. Step forward with grace, deliberation, and thoughtfulness. I am divinely guided, gently and lovingly. When I see the sanctuary card, I'm seeing the need to go inward. And typically when we're being asked to go inward, it's because there is some divine guidance trying to come through. And then we have love and opening. I am wonderful. I receive and give love today and always, and I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. I'm seeing relationship vibes here. Love. Open your heart to receive. Love is on its way. You are more cherished than you can possibly know. It's a day for rejoicing. You're a sacred vessel for eternal love to flow through. M-N-O-P-E. You're being guided inward because you're being asked to be open to something that's coming in for you, and it's looking like love to me. Abundance. Oh my God. Open yourself to receive. Avalanches of abundance are waiting to flood your being. Everything is blossoming and bearing fruit now. The prosperity you seek is yours. I celebrate everything in my life and live in limitless joy. Wow. Embracing. Embrace all of your life, both the dark and the light. Dance with your shadow and reclaim parts of yourself that you've denied. Embrace your past and what's been hidden or denied. I think that some of the hardest part about accepting love into our lives is sometimes we think that we're not worthy of it due to maybe some shadow aspects of ourselves, some parts of ourselves we've hidden away because we felt as though they weren't lovable. And I think that might also be why you're being asked to go inward in order to be able to receive. Um, it's time to sit with yourself. And all I got was major arcana and people. That's Twazy. Thank God this is going to be a fast reading. Impeccability. And being impeccable in your word, thought, and deed. Now, I'm seeing that to be I'm going to read the card first so I can think of how I want to say what I want to say. Inspiration. Now is the time to be impeccable in your responsibilities, relationships, and home environment. Gather your discipline and integrity around you like a sacred cloak. No matter what it takes, maintain your power, intent, and focus. Pay attention to details. What does discipline mean to you? I think a lot of people think discipline means punishment, but discipline to me is having a goal and doing what it takes to reach it. Let's say you want to get a better night's rest so you can wake up earlier in the morning. That's your goal. All right, so what would it take for you to be able to make that happen? You'd probably have to put your phone down earlier. Maybe you have to take a shower before you go to bed, or maybe you need to do some yoga before you go to bed, or maybe you need to do writing before you go to bed to help, empty out the brain hole. Or there's lots of things that one could have to do in order to ensure that they're getting a good night's rest so that way they can wake up early in the morning. And self-discipline is carrying out that action as diligently and as often as you possibly can, because all you want is to reach that goal. So I don't know. I'm seeing, I really think this is about love. It scares me a little bit to read like that, because I don't want to feed into somebody self-abandoning. But I don't think that's the case here. But perhaps your goal is to be ready and open for the love that is meant for you. So what would you have to do in order to do that? Maybe you need a self-care routine. Maybe you need to have meditation, or a forgiveness ritual for yourself. Whatever it takes for you to be at peace with yourself and at peace with what's coming into your life and being open to it, do that. Because Nine of Cups was at the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. I didn't show it. I may or may not have slightly ignored it at first on purpose. I'm sorry. I didn't do it to be an a-hole. It just kind of happened. Like I said, love readings scare me a little bit. I'm not closed off to them. I just, like I said, I want to be careful that I'm not encouraging somebody to hurt themselves. The Sun. This could be things coming to light, joy, success, abundance, just like what's going on here. Abundance coming in. But I don't know. Maybe this abundance that you're looking at. The Queen of Swords can be somebody who is very logical, a little bit detached. You know, she's standing there with her sword. She doesn't really have much of an expression on her face. Maybe you're in a place where it's hard for you to believe that this abundance is coming in. You know? Maybe you're feeling a little bit cold and guarded. But you're asking to be confident and open, ready. The King of Swords here. Because I see the Eight of Wands and then the King of Wands. We have the King of Swords here. And I'm still seeing the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords as more of a pair. But being as the Eight of Wands is here, fast forward movement, and then the King of Wands behind it. I guess I'm seeing fast forward movement with your counterpart. You know, and then the Six of Wands was beneath both of those cards, success and victory. All right, we're going to leave that there. Feel free to tell me how this resonates. Have a good night.